Hey everyone, this is Michael with a bit of a different reading than my usual monthly astrology-based reading on my channel. These are more channeled messages. They are more clairvoyantly guided. I'm really relying more on the visions that I'm receiving as I'm meditating on your energies. This video is intended for water signs, so that includes Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, but you don't have to have those placements if you felt drawn to this video. You might also be watching for somebody else. You could have a water placement as a sun, moon, or rising sign. It's very open. If you are interested in a more astrologically intensive reading, my usual foray, you can definitely check out the playlist on my channel. But I really wanted to try something a little bit different and something a little more intuitive. So these messages are also timeless. They will find you months or even years from now, and it doesn't really matter. As long as this is resonating for you, use your own discernment. Some of these messages may apply to you, others may apply to someone else. So don't try and make things fit. The energy was honestly quite strange when I was connecting with all of you. And I was actually getting a lot of very ancient imagery that came through, specifically like ancient ocean life. And this felt like even more ancient than the dinosaurs. I believe this is like Paleozoic sort of energy, or I'm sorry, Paleozoic era. And I don't actually expect a lot of you to have a sort of literal connection to this. I don't expect you to be like researching these things. What I got from it felt more like you are diving deep into something that's very, very ancient. And the messages I was getting from your guides, kind of connecting with this imagery, it felt very much like you are being asked to look at things in a much, much bigger picture. And I know for myself, kind of working with astrology, like the more I'm looking at these outer planets, and especially like the specific stars, like the fixed stars in astrology, it just reminds me of how small we really are. Because even the positions of the stars are moving, but it takes like 26,000 years for the full precession to occur. So it's like we are alive in such a blink of time. And for whatever reason, you are being reminded of that right now. So it feels like whatever is going on in your life, your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors, whoever it is that you connect with on a spiritual level, they really want you to take a much bigger picture look at things and to really zoom out here. I actually do want to start off with a Starseed Oracle for you, kind of more of these spiritual existential questions that come up with this deck, and then we will pull some tarot cards for you as well. But this definitely feels like a very interesting energy, and I'd love to hear from you how this is connecting with you. Maybe some of you do have some sort of interest in like the Paleozoic era, like early life. But it also feels quite cosmic at the same time as well. So that's very interesting to me. Show me clearly. What do we have for you? So we have, interesting, Star Family. You're part of a team of souls call in support. And we also have the Whale and Orca Elders coming up for you. And the message here is share your song, frequency of sound, and diving deep. I feel like a lot of the people I'm connecting with feel very misunderstood, especially by their families. And you're all really looking for people you can connect with. And I feel like you have a very unique message or energy or mission. And it's like needing to call in support from the right people. Again, like this aquatic life keeps coming up for you. I'm wondering if some of you are into like marine biology or have any sort of connection to marine life. But I feel like ultimately you really are trying to find people you share a soul resonance with, people who are aligned with your soul's mission. I really get that, especially with like the whales and the Star Family card, because whales travel in pods. sometimes anyways. Obviously varies from species to species, but I'm very curious here what we have for you. I want to pull some tarot cards. But first I'm going to read these cards to you. Star family. Oops. At some stage, we were each a part of a soul cluster, a gathering of souls who broke away from one another to experience individuality. Those of us who are part of your soul cluster, interesting, are part of your star family. Your star family are those who are cut off from a similar cosmic cloth. You haven't just experienced lifetimes together, your souls were actually once one. It's very common for star family members to incarnate at similar times, to work with anchoring a similar frequency of light, and to cross paths with each other. You know that someone is part of your star family when you feel like you know and remember them from the moment you met. They feel instantly familiar and comfortable. Time both passes quickly and stretches when you're with them. You feel more yourself with them than anyone else. It can sometimes feel like you are looking in the mirror, because in a way you are. Often you'll go out of your way to help those in your star family, instinctively knowing it's part of your path. When a star family member dies, you feel it very deeply, regardless of how not long you've known them. A certain soul mourning or soul breaking occurs. Think about the people in your life. Who do you feel is a part of your star family? If this card comes up in a spread, it's likely that you've met someone who is a part of your star family, or you're about to. Who do you think is from the same star family as you? How can you call upon them for support? This is really interesting. I was kind of getting a very deep resonance when it was talking about when someone dies, who you have a soul connection with, or someone in your kind of soul family. There's this deep mourning. And I feel like there's something that a lot of you are going through where it's like there's this deep sadness that you can't quite explain. I'm wondering if this is kind of a spiritual thing or some sort of ancestral thing. I almost did get like deep ancestral work with the energy I was tapping into before as well, especially with like the whale and orca elders. I'm not actually going to read this card. I wanted to read one of them. But I feel like with the whale and orca elders too, it's important that you come up for air. Even though you're doing work that is very, very much your element, you know, whales, orcas, they are very much at home in the water, and you are water signs. They still need to come up for air. They still need to breathe. And you still need to take care of yourself. You still need to do things to kind of maintain your own psycho-spiritual well-being. And so if you have been going through a hard time and you haven't really been able to explain it, it's almost like you need to kind of take some time away from it, and then you gain this clarity or this breath of fresh air. Geez, I cannot communicate with all of you today. I'm wondering if there's something going on communication-wise for you. Anyways, I am going to pull some cards for you. This energy feels very, very deep. It feels very, very spiritual. Not super surprised with my water signs, but this is still a little bit different than the energies I've been tapping into for the other elements. What do we have for water signs? Show us clearly, please. Interesting. Okay. So, the first card that I actually had was the Two of Pentacles. You might be juggling two things, you might be trying to make a decision between two things, but I actually feel like you're in this process of transition, and there is this kind of delicate balance that you're performing right now. And I'm almost wondering if some of you are questioning if you should change your jobs or move or change relationship status. I do get this kind of like questioning sort of thing. Like you're weighing your options with the Two of Pentacles here. I did also get the Eight of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. They came out together and I wanted to keep them together. I feel like whatever it is that you're working on or whatever it is that you're about to embark on, things will grow very, very quickly. And I think you know that. I think maybe some of you feel like things aren't happening fast enough, or you've been putting in energy into something and it hasn't been happening as quickly as you thought it would. But I feel like things are actually about to change very quickly. Your hard work or your effort or your manifestations are about to materialize very, very rapidly. And you will see the fruits of your labors very, very quickly. I do feel like, again, like some of you don't even see this coming with the Magician and the Seven of Cups. There is something very mysterious here with these two energies. Ordinarily, when these two cards come up, especially together, I would warn you that there is someone in your life who can't be trusted. There is someone in your life who your intuition is kind of telling you, like, hey, I'm not so sure about this person, and it might be very subtle, but I'm not even getting that sense necessarily, which is interesting. Again, this kind of reminds me of like someone you have a spiritual connection to, and I know in the online tarot community it's always about like soulmates and twin flames and stuff like that. I don't think this is a romantic connection, actually. I almost feel like there's something going on with someone in your cluster, or someone you haven't even met. And it's also interesting, like, kind of talking about star family, you know, being ones from the same cluster or same source of energy with someone, and ultimately, like, we're all kind of from that same source. But that ancient energy, like a very large branch in a sort of spiritual family tree, is coming into picture here. And I feel like there's something about you reconnecting with your soul group, you reconnecting with something that you can't quite communicate with physically. That's really, really interesting. And like, honestly, my readings don't usually go there. I tend to be a very practical reader. I'm a Virgo. I don't, as much as I love the esoteric and metaphysical, I don't really like to focus on that in these readings because I don't think it's really helpful. But that's just what your spirit guides, that's what your sort of team is really wanting you to do. They want you to connect with your intuition, to connect with this part of you that's larger than yourself. And it feels like there's just this current that's carrying you with the Eight of Wands and Eight of Pentacles, and even the Chariot here. Things are going to happen very, very quickly. Things are going to happen very fast, and you're going to be successful with whatever it is that you're working towards, or whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. But it's like you need to reconnect with this larger part of you first. Really, really interesting energy. In terms of zodiac signs, we do have the Magician, which represents Mercury. This could be Virgo or Gemini energy. We also have Chariot, which is Cancer. Some of you could be a Cancer or connecting with a Cancer. This could also just be someone who's kind of part of that soul family, or someone who you share a deep soul connection with. I want to pull a few more cards here. Tell me more about this Eight of Wands and Eight of Pentacles. That's actually the thing that's kind of interesting to me. The High Priestess. You know what? I feel like a lot of you might be readers yourself, or healers, or intuitives, maybe even creatives, someone who works with that kind of part of your being or essence. But I actually do get a very intuitive energy with a lot of you. I feel like you're very deep souls. You're very connected. As I'm saying that, I'm getting a lot of indigo kind of flooding into my mind's eye. So you may have an indigo aura, or connect with that indigo energy, which, at least for me, is a very intuitive, very deep, deep energy. Kind of reminds me of Scorpio energy, if I'm being honest. And again, I'm talking to water signs. I feel like you are embarking on some sort of venture that is spiritually guided. You could quite literally be doing spiritual work or feeling called to do spiritual work. Or your spirit is calling you to do something that is a part of your soul mission. It does feel creative or kind of off the beaten path for a lot of you. Let's pull a few more cards here. Let's see if we can clarify a little more. The Seven of Pentacles, this came up in reverse. I'm not reading reversals here, but with the Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles now on the table, I feel like a lot of you are actually in a situation, like work situation or job situation, that just isn't really working out super well right now. And you're kind of in this process of like maybe looking for something new or starting something on the side. I feel like you're reassessing your life path a lot. And I want to encourage you to just be very, very open, because the direction you're about to go in next might actually take you by surprise. We do also have the High Priestess and Magician here on the table. This does sometimes indicate like a pair to me. This, again, does not have to be romantic whatsoever. But it's almost like this dynamic union, this union between these two aspects of yourself, these things or parts that we call masculine or feminine. They might be coming into union or alignment in you. And honestly, this feels pretty internal. I feel like you're part of this soul cluster where it's like you haven't actually met any of them. And so it's like you're accessing this inside of yourself right now, but you're being propelled on this path that is going to unite you with your people. And I mean, hey, maybe that is a romantic partner. It could be. This is a general reading, but honestly, that's not really what I'm getting. I really feel like this is something about you finding, it's like finding your long-lost sibling sort of energy. Is there anything else that we have here? Page of Cups. It's what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of you are intuitive messengers or creators. It's very, very important that you connect to your intuition this month or whenever you're watching this. And I mean, this is a timeless reading, but with when I'm recording now, kind of Leo season, even going into Virgo season, it is very much focused on kind of the material aspects of your life right now. I feel like some of you are changing your lives in a very big and tangible way. So that could be including changing jobs, a move, and it's really trusting in spirit. Your team is very much supporting you right now. And you really should listen and tap into your intuition and trust in this. And honestly, those are all the messages I have for you this month. I know this was really big, really esoteric. I hope it was interesting, if nothing else. Please let me know how this resonated for you in the comment section down below. Let me know how you like this new style of reading. Again, you are welcome to check out any of the other readings on my channel. And the September readings will be coming out shortly. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care.